Eating nutrient-dense foods doesn't have to be complicated. The Nutrivore Score makes it easy to boost the quality of your meal without overthinking or sacrificing enjoyment. Whether you're making simple swaps, adding nutrient-rich ingredients, or tweaking your favorite recipes, you can effortlessly increase your nutrient intake, no strict rules required. So let's break down exactly how to use the Nutrivore Score in your everyday meals. Hit me, Producer Potts.
Dr. Sarah, what is the Nutrivore Score and how does it help us make better food choices?
The Nutrivore Score is a measurement of nutrient density, scientifically defined as nutrients per calorie. That's a little bit different than how we typically think about food. We typically look at a food label and think about how many calories worth that food's going to be, the protein grams, the carb grams, the fat grams. But nutrient density is telling us about the quality of the calories in a food. How much, not just protein, carbs, healthy fats, fiber, but also vitamins and minerals and antioxidant phytonutrients we're getting for each calorie. So you can think of the Nutrivore Score as a mathematical calculation that tells us how much the opposite of an empty calorie a food is. You can think of it this way. Most people don't need help eating more calories or eating more servings of food, but they do need help hitting the daily values of all 49 essential nutrients, all those important vitamins and minerals. Because something like 94% of people don't get the full range of nutrients their bodies need from the foods they eat. So the Nutrivore Score is a very helpful tool in upping our nutrient intake. But eating a healthy diet isn't just about always picking the highest Nutrivore Score food. We want to combine the Nutrivore Score with other tools like the Nutrivore Meal Map, like focusing on the Nutrivore foundational foods to make sure that we are getting that full range of nutrients. So in practice, using the Nutrivore Score doesn't mean looking at a list of highest Nutrivore Score foods and just eating those. Instead, the best way to apply this tool to up our nutrient intake is by identifying simple swaps and easy additions within our food values and food preferences to help us meet our nutritional needs without sacrificing joy from the foods we're eating.
Dr. Sarah, can you give us some examples of some simple swaps that can boost the nutrient density of our meals?
Oh, absolutely. The reason why I love a simple swap approach is that it keeps us within the same sort of nutrient profile, meaning we're looking for more nutrient-dense options of foods that are going to give us the same types of nutrients. So for this approach, you're going to look at one element of your meal. So for example, if you're using the Nutrivore Meal Map, which we covered pretty recently, Producer Potts, I'm sure you can put a link to that video here, but also you can get a free downloadable version of the Nutrivore Meal Map when you sign up for my free weekly newsletter. You can do that at nutrivore.com/join. You would be looking for swaps within each quarter of your plate. So swapping out your starchy food, or swapping out your protein food, or swapping out one of your fruits and vegetables. So let's look at what this might look like with dinner sides. Let's say you're roasting a chicken for dinner and you're trying to figure out what starchy food you're going to serve with it. Let's say your go-to is a dinner roll. Well, that has a Nutrivore Score of about 130. So you would get a lot more nutrients per calorie if you swapped that out for a baked sweet potato. Nutrivore Score of 497. You would get even more nutrients per calorie if you swapped it out for butternut squash. Nutrivore Score of 718. You could also swap your vegetable side. Let's say you were going to serve your chicken with steamed green beans. Nutrivore Score of 605. You would get more nutrients per calorie if you swapped those out for asparagus. Nutrivore Score of 1,385. And more nutrients per calorie still if you swapped them out for broccoli. Nutrivore Score of 2,833. But with these simple swaps, we're staying within the same type of nutrient profiles, so we're getting the same type of nutrients, we're just getting more of them. You can apply this to other elements of your meal as well. Let's say you're making spaghetti. Regular pasta noodles have a Nutrivore Score of 145. So you could just swap them out for whole wheat pasta. That would give you more nutrients per calorie. The Nutrivore Score of whole wheat pasta is 202. But you'd get even more nutrients per calorie if you swapped them out for a legume-based noodle. Think of all the pasta options out there made with chickpeas or lentils or edamame or black beans or soybeans. Those Nutrivore scores go up to 509. Anytime you can trade up to a higher Nutrivore score, especially when we're staying within the same food family, you're enhancing your nutrient intake without sacrificing your nutrient diversity. And you can apply this method to all of your meals, from breakfast cereals to pizza toppings to barbecue side dishes. The key to a simple swap is that it needs to be simple. So it needs to be a food that would play the same role in that overall meal.
Dr. Sarah, you also mentioned easy additions as a strategy for using the Nutrivore score. What are some easy ways to add more nutrient-dense ingredients to our meals?
So easy additions are just that. We are going to add something to our previously planned meal that is going to add nutrients. And you would be surprised how big of a difference very small additions can make. One of my favorite examples of this is adding some fresh basil and garlic to a jar of store-bought marinara sauce. Store-bought marinara has a Nutrivore score of 575. It's impressive, actually. But just adding a single tablespoon of chopped garlic has a Nutrivore score of 5,622, and a half cup of fresh basil, which has a Nutrivore score of 3,381. But just that to a 40-ounce jar of marinara would A, taste delicious, and B, boost that marinara's Nutrivore score up to 707. Herbs, spices, and condiments are just a great way to add flavor and nutrition at the same time. Like just adding a tablespoon of chopped parsley as a garnish to your mashed potatoes, just that tiny bit of parsley can give you half of your daily value of vitamin K. Vegetables are another great target for easy additions. So a great example of this is Taco Tuesday. You could add some fresh cilantro, Nutrivore score of 2,609, shredded romaine lettuce, Nutrivore score of 2,128, diced tomatoes, Nutrivore score of 983, cucumbers, Nutrivore score of 471, or a sliced avocado, Nutrivore score of 251. Anytime you can add a nutrient-dense food to the meal you were already making, adding some berries to your breakfast cereal, a side salad with your dinner, veggies with hummus as a side with your lunch. Easy additions offer a great opportunity to boost your nutrition. The secret here is that they need to be easy. Adding more vegetables on the side, adding herbs and spices that make sense for the meal, adding a piece of fruit. These are all ways to boost your nutrition without detracting from your enjoyment of the meal and without completely changing what you're eating. And the Nutrivore score is a great tool for identifying our best candidates for this easy addition strategy.
Okay, so how about we do an example where we put both of these strategies to work? Like, how can someone apply the Nutrivore score when building a meal, like let's say a sandwich or a pasta dish?
Let's build a perfect sandwich. And obviously perfect is subjective. So another thing with simple swaps and easy additions is I want to encourage you to make the ones that make sense for you within your food values, your food preferences, the foods you have access to, the foods you can afford. But going through the math on how to apply both simple swaps and easy additions to, let's say, a basic ham and cheese sandwich is a great way to illustrate how using the Nutrivore score can dramatically increase the nutrient intake in a meal. So our starting point is the most basic ham and cheese. 3 ounces of deli ham, 1.5 ounces of cheddar cheese, a tablespoon of mayo, and 2 slices of white bread. So our starting point, most basic ham and cheese sandwich, has a Nutrivore score of 184, which is pretty good. Let's start with some simple swaps. No surprise, if we swap out that white bread, we're gonna get more nutrients. White bread has a Nutrivore score of 128, multigrain has a Nutrivore score of 194, and whole wheat bread has a Nutrivore score of 215. So let's start with swapping out our white bread for whole wheat. We can also get more nutrients per calorie by swapping out our cheese. Cheddar cheese has a Nutrivore score of 126. We could go for Gouda with a Nutrivore score of 136, reduced fat cheddar cheese with a Nutrivore score of 155, or Swiss cheese with a Nutrivore score of 157. So let's swap out our cheddar cheese for Swiss cheese. Another swap we can make is using fresh ham instead of deli ham. Deli ham has a Nutrivore score of 294, whereas fresh has a Nutrivore score of 427. So those are our swaps. We're not going to touch the mayo, but we are going to make some additions. Let's add a tablespoon of mustard. Regular old yellow mustard has a Nutrivore score of 718. And let's add some vegetables. We'll keep it really simple with a few slices of red onion, some sliced tomato, and some green leaf lettuce. Onion has a Nutrivore score of 380. Tomatoes have a Nutrivore score of 983. And green leaf lettuce has a Nutrivore score of 2,245. If you did those swaps and additions, you would bring up the Nutrivore score for your ham and cheese sandwich from 184 to 308. That's a 67% increase in nutrients per calorie. And for reference, the calorie content of these sandwiches is almost exactly the same. 603 calories for the basic ham and cheese, and 584 calories for the Nutrivore souped up ham and cheese. So it's definitely worth taking a little bit of extra time to identify those simple swaps and easy additions that can make a huge difference in how much nutrients you're getting in the foods that you already enjoy on a regular basis.
Dr. Sarah, is there a balance in between convenience and nutrient density when it comes to making our food choices?
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for the opportunity to emphasize that just because we did a bunch of swaps and additions to Nutrivore up a ham and cheese sandwich, that doesn't mean that you need to make those same swaps and additions. If you don't have access to fresh ham, you could skip that one. If you really strongly dislike Swiss cheese, you could skip that one. If you would prefer to add pickles or alfalfa sprouts, those would be great, easy additions as well. And exactly where that balance is between convenience and a nutrient-dense swap or addition will vary person to person. For the same person, it might vary by days of the week. You might have more time for doing some fun little like Nutrivore Score research to identify the best like swaps and additions for you. You might have more time for that on a weekend. The goal here is to adopt nutrient-dense eating patterns as lifelong healthy habits. And a necessary precondition for achieving that goal is that it can't be so hard and so stressful that it doesn't happen. So that's why instead of giving you food rules, I want to give you the tools to figure out the best options for you. And that's what the Nutrivore Score is. You can look up the Nutrivore scores of nearly 8,000 foods for free on my website, nutrivore.com/search. There's also an appendix with 700 Nutrivore scores in my book. And if you want the full database in a perusable format so that you can just flip through it and nerd out, that's available in my Patreon. But the idea is that you can look up the Nutrivore scores of the foods that you like, that you have access to, that you can afford, and figure out what are the best options for those simple swaps and easy additions that work for you. The best way to affect lifelong healthy change is to start small, get that first success, and build from there.